So here's the thing about conflict. Some of it, like I said, is an alternative, is a counterfeit to what's really going on, right? So we have to replace the stubborn donkey story that's in our head, the negative Ned over-exaggeration of the ant pile, right? It's not a mountain, right? And we have to bring clarity to the brilliant facts. When people deal with facts, it's easier to resolve issues, right? But when you're dealing with emotions, ooh, this is not going to be a fair situation. There is no end game when we're talking about opinions and emotions and feelings, right? And I'm a woman, so I have feelings. Ask my husband. You know, I feel things deeply, but I understand that I have to put the corporate or the company or the cooperation above my feelings. I have to put the core values, the vision of my family or my company above my feelings. So that's why it says replacing the stubborn assumption story, right? Because we all have these stories in our heads, right? We all have these stories in our heads. And then we need to be able to say, okay, this part of the story may not be 100% accurate. So here's the crazy thing about the human eye. It is limited, flawed, and timed. I don't care if you have 20/20 vision. I don't care if your IQ is so high that it touches the sky. I don't care if you have more degrees than a thermometer. We are all limited, flawed, and timed. It's not about intelligence sometimes, okay? Sometimes it's about the human brain is lazy. I mean, the human brain is trained to protect us. It wants to do the least amount as fast as possible with the least amount of effort possible, unless you train your brain, right? And that's where my company comes in. We train people to train their brain. We train people to train every facet of their life, one target at a time. Because we are actually training people how to treat us. We're actually training ourselves how to treat us. No one was born out the womb and started running. No, they had to train themselves how to run, right? So today, we're going to train you on how to find value in conflict, and how to find resolution in conflict, how to appreciate conflict, how to use conflict like your employee, where you train it to build value in yourself and build value in your relationships. Now, everybody knows this quote, no one cares how much you know, Sandra, until they know how much you care. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If I come here arrogant and acting like I'm perfect and I know it all, and I don't. I'm a messy mortal just like you. Limited, flawed in time. Still have blind spots. When I'm still, I used to be a band, I used to march in the band, and they used to teach you how to march in a line, and you have all these people you have to stay. You have to use your peripheral vision. I didn't even know I had a peripheral vision. So my band teacher said, hey, do you know you have a peripheral vision? You can see, you can focus on one thing and see beside you. Did not know that. And they train us how to train our peripheral vision. So you learn how to make shapes while you're marching and playing a musical instrument. You have to memorize music, march. I mean, as human beings, we're a brilliant creation. We're very multifaceted. But even in those situations, as great as we are, as I stand here right now, I have blind spots. Imagine when I'm driving in a car as fast as I can. Imagine now I'm in an emotional state, someone got me upset, someone hurt my feelings, and now I'm in reverse, and your emotions. I'm driving in reverse down 295 as fast as I can. My blind spots increase, yes? I have blind spots just standing here. I cannot see 360. Imagine now I'm in a vehicle, which your company, your job is a vehicle. Your marriage is a vehicle. Your relationship with your children is a vehicle. And I'm driving, and there's many moving parts. And something happens that doesn't happen my way, and now my blind spot just increased from, you know, they have that little triangle, from there to there. Especially if I'm driving in reverse as fast as I can, right? So this class is trying to bring a common denominator and make you guys understand, listen, no one has it all together. We all have blind spots, right? We're all trying to figure out. We all have need, we all have struggle, and we all have success. Don't get it twisted. But people we think that they are the problem, they're a piece of the puzzle, my friend. They're a piece of the puzzle, and they have value. They may not see it like you do, they might not do it like you do, they might not even think the way you do. And I remember one time I used to think, oh man, if you were poor, you were lazy, and you were ignorant. Man, what the heck was I thinking? That was my ego speaking. Until I lost everything and I was homeless. And I didn't know sometimes bad things happen to good people. Because in my 20s, I did very well. I did everything society told me to do. I paid my taxes, I went to college, I made 6 figures, I ordered my German BMW from Germany, and I custom built my house, and I paid my tithe, and I went to church, and I, did my little philanthropy bullcrap, to make me feel decent about myself. And then I connected to one person who was a narcissist, and I lost everything. My 747 beacon score dropped to the 500s. I didn't think that could be possible. I thought I had my life in control. I thought I was in control. I thought I was better than people because I was in a better situation than people. I didn't understand that a situation and a human being are two different things. And here's the reality. Your situation might be better than me in one area, but I bet you there's some areas you could learn from me, and vice versa, right? So this class is going to be interesting because not only do I want to expose how we innately crave, I call it Bob case. It's funny because I kind of copied and pasted off the internet, and then I kind of rearranged it to make it spell Bob case. I'm weird with words. It's one of those quirky weird things about me. Okay, go ahead. So look at these 7 things. These things right here, we have a desire for them at some level. I'm not saying aesthetics is important to you. Like in my marriage, my husband is the one who bought me this shirt. I'm not a very good dresser. That's not my strong point, right? But he has a keen eye for aesthetics. I can see things deeply. I can see things in an intuitive way. And his blind spot is the opposite of my blind spot. So we make a really great team, right? And then our first year of marriage, we had a lot of conflict, right? We had a lot of conflict because his strength was my weakness and my weakness was our strength. And we were competing instead of completing, right? But look at this. Some of the sources of conflict include disagreements on schedules, costs, priorities, technical opinions, resources. I mean, these things, they have value. But we have to learn how to weigh what's valuable versus situationally versus who is valuable. And every human being is valuable. And when you start with that premise, you'll be able to resolve conflict and get what you want faster. So here's the cool thing about this class, right? Not only am I going to teach you how to resolve conflict, how to train conflict to work for you, make it your best employee, I'm going to teach you how to get what you want. How many people here want to get what they want? Everybody want to get what they want. Come on now. Come on, since we're babies, right? It's about us getting what we want, right? That's our favorite radio station, right? We want to get what we want, right? So, like I said before, everyone is unique. Everyone is valuable. We're all seeking the same thing innately at the core level, right? The core level is where we connect, right? Maybe higher up in the funnel and the life tree, maybe we don't agree if strawberry jelly and grape jelly, which one's the best. This is still a debate my husband and I have not come to the conclusion of, okay? So I have to buy both. I have to buy both strawberry and grape jelly, right? No reason to not get what I want later on, right? Because I don't agree that grape jelly sucks, right? Might as well get my honey daddy, but my honey daddy won, right? So then I can get what I want later, right? It's called inhale, exhale. It's not tit for tat. I don't do tit for tat. I don't say, I gave you $5, now you give me $5. No. I pour into you until your cup runs over, until there's more than enough. So now every time I see you, I accidentally bump into you, I'm blessed, right? The key is not, hey man, yesterday I gave you $5, where's my $5? This doesn't bring increase. This doesn't bring value. If I give you $5 and you gave me $5, where was the dividends? Where's the increase? Where's the interest rate? You know, no one's developing, no one's maturing, right? So the core values that my company uses: humility, integrity, maturity. What's cool about that is that everyone's like, well, Sandra, what if those are not my core values? Cool, no worries. You don't have to make them your core values. But I can prove to you, every human on this planet wants humility, integrity, maturity. Who wants a spouse that is prideful, arrogant, cusses them out, lies behind their back, very immature, and when you piss them off, they poison you sometimes? Who wants that? No? No one wants that? So you want a spouse that's the opposite. You want someone that is humble, that's honorable, right? When you're not around, they sing your praises, right? You want someone that has a backbone, that will stand for integrity when someone younger and stronger and richer than you tries to give them another opportunity, right? You want a woman of integrity, right? Or whatever you like. You want a partner that is mature, right? You want someone that says, hey honey, listen, I know this guy is being silly, but let's go ahead and leave the bar. No reason to go to jail tonight, right? Everyone craves humility, integrity, maturity in their partner, and their children, and their boss, right? You know why? Because innately, this is who we should be eating and drinking from. This is what we should be practicing. This is what we should be exercising. You crave it because something on the inside of you says, you know what, if I become a person that I crave, I will attract what I become. People always want the best, but let me tell you something, the best attracts the best, right? The successful people are attracted to successful people, right? And it's funny because the more successful you are, you're going to realize, and I'm talking about situationally, all right? Everyone has value, but we live in the practical realm, so let's be pragmatic. Let's be honest. Situationally, there's levels to this thing, right? There's a certain level of credit score that you want. You're leaving money on the table if your credit score is not in the mid-sevens, right? I don't care how kind you are. Money answers all the practical things. So it's good to have a certain amount of income. So when it comes to building up practical things, building up value in certain things, you want to become that to attract that. You want the best work experience? Become the best employee, right? So everyone is unique, seeking Him, and loves to be sincerely heard and understood, compassionately felt, appreciated or accepted, respectfully honored, and yielding to another, enjoying life more. Anyone disagrees with that? Is there anyone in here that doesn't want to check those 5 boxes? No? But look what that is. That spells scary. Accidentally spelled it. I'm weird like that. Like I literally type this stuff up and I'm like, huh, that almost smells something. And then I fix it up. Just a nerd like that. It's weird. Anyway, but people find it scary to admit that out loud, right? For me to say to my friend, to my boss, to my colleague, I sincerely want to be heard and understood. I want to be compassionately felt, right? I want to be appreciated and accepted. I want to be respectfully honored. I want to yield my life to enjoy it more. And what causes that and what produces that is humility. It takes a lot of humility, integrity, maturity to say these 5 things. Ego will never say these things. Ego will never say, I'm sorry, I need help, I don't know. There's like 7 of them. But ego will help, will make you self-sabotage your entire life And then all of a sudden, you don't know why you're alone, why you're miserable, why you can't sleep, because ego has somehow convinced you you're the victim, they're the problem. There's no power there. There's no power playing the blame game. No one wins that game, right? A lot of conflict can be dealt with just by humbling ourselves and seeing another person's perspective. Instead of us getting defensive to compete, we compliment, we honor, right? So the definition of conflict, the difference in opinion of some kind of disagreement. Conflicts need to be resolved effectively and as soon as possible, because and I'm the only woman in the room I can say this. When you don't deal with the conflict with a woman and she says, I'm fine, if she does that, she's not fine. She's not fine. You want to get to the core and the root of this issue, okay? You want to get to the real issue, because with body language is contradicting words, I'm telling you, something's not right, right? So the sooner you can address a conflict, the better. You don't want a conflict to fester, right? When conflict festers, it makes a bigger stink later. It could turn into a science project later. It's like, you saw that thing in the refrigerator, you saw it was rotting. No one else is going to eat it, but you leave it in the fridge. A couple months later, you leave it in the fridge. Next thing you know, you have to get rid of your refrigerator. That's how conflict is. You have to address the conflict when it's like, oh, whoa, this isn't right. Let's go ahead and face and fix these facts, right? So the cool thing about conflict, and I think you can appreciate this last slide, the cost of conflict. There's personal cost, there's company cost, there's community cost. It's very expensive, right? So, who in their right mind likes the struggle of conflict? Raise your hand if you like the struggle of conflict. My job is to show you how you actually do like it. So, who watches cop shows or movies that shoot 'em up? My husband loves those things. Shoot 'em up. You don't like shoot 'em up? You don't like CSI? Come on, guys. Y'all know y'all have guilty pleasure. Stop playing with me. You like those shows that have conflict. You don't like a movie with conflict? So you like Barney only. Is that what you're telling me? Come on, you guys are giving me baloney this time. Last time you were keeping it real with me. Everyone in here has either liked a movie or a show with conflict or another, right? You know why we like it on TV more than real life? Because in TV, we just turn it off when it reaches a certain pressure point, right? When it starts to get too close to the core, to our heart, we're like, I don't need this. Feels like there's onions in the room, You don't want to deal, but struggle and conflict, like I said, is inevitable. So there's two main types of facing conflict. There's the fear-driven way, and then there's the solution-driven way. And if you allow me to persuade you today to get solution-driven, you're gonna not only love conflict, you're gonna make it your favorite employee. It's gonna work for you to get you what you want. It's gonna work for you to get you raises. It's gonna work for you to build your relationships.